It has been my great honor to represent the University of Notre Dame these past 33 years. But the time has come for me to step down as your head coach. I'm grateful to have worked with the best assistant coaches in the business, and I have been blessed to coach so many phenomenal women. To the best fans in the country, it was my honor and privilege to play for you.
She leaves behind a successor who she groomed, who she recruited to come to Notre Dame, who led the team to a national championship as its point guard, and has had great success as an assistant coach with us. So as we honor Coach McGraw and say goodbye to her, we welcome Niele Ivey as our new coach.
I think I've thought of it quite frequently over the years, just after the championship and then knowing we have a chance to go back-to-back championships. Boy, maybe I should retire if we win 2 in a row. And then looking at what we had coming back, what we were losing, and I thought, you know, I'm going to go one more season. I'm going to take it from here on in. I'm going to go 1 year at a time. And so I was really sure when I made that announcement. And then, of course, knowing that Niele would follow me, that just made me feel so good, knowing that the program was in such good hands.
When that opportunity presented itself, I was, shocked. I was excited. I was full of emotions. We talked. I was like, "Are you done? Really? Are you really done? Are you retired? Like, you're good?" And then so I just wanted to make sure. I was more concerned about her. I wanted to make sure she was comfortable and she was happy. It was a dream that I didn't even know was possible.
From the moment that I met Niele and had the opportunity to start coaching her as a freshman, I knew that she was going to be a great coach someday. Well, I think my first impression as a basketball player was her intensity and her competitiveness. I love that. She loved to play defense. She was a boss on the court. She would tell people where to go, and I needed that. I needed a leader. I needed a general. When you're the point guard, first of all, you have to be pretty tough because you have to be a leader. You have to be somebody that can accept responsibility and be accountable, not just for yourself, but for the whole team. And she was a great director. She was in charge. She was the maestro that led us to the national championship.
Got the second one. It's a 2-point game. Camara. Cooper to Douglas at the buzzer. Didn't get it.
It's really hard transitioning from playing. I was playing in the WNBA, so playing professionally, and trying to figure out what's my next step after I knew that I was going to retire. So I wanted to coach, and what better way to start my coaching career to be under Coach McGraw and to be back in my alma mater.
She was such a sponge, wanting to learn, what do I need to do? What do I need to work on? And each year just got better and better until the program, really the face of the program, I think, was Niele in terms of recruiting. Kids loved her. Who wouldn't want to play for her? She was just such a big part of everything that I did and a big part of everything that we accomplished. That's one of the most important things a leader does, is establish their culture. I mean, Niele would go see somebody play and she'd come back and she'd say, "Wow, she's really good." You're not going to want to coach her.
Yeah, I think she's done an incredible job of kind of adapting to the generation. How I was and my teammates were back in '96 are completely different from the Skylar Diggins era to Enrique Gumbawale era to now. I feel like she always kind of did a good job of kind of realizing what was the best way to connect with the players. And she always adjusted to the strengths and weaknesses of the teams that we had and that the characteristics and personalities of the teams that she had, which I thought was incredible. And that's the reason why we've been so successful. In 2011, that moment of us getting back to the Final Four as an assistant, I knew how that felt as a player, but not as an assistant coach, and so that was monumental for me. And then winning the national championship, she's somebody I never wanted to take for granted. I knew I was working with greatness every day.
Muffet, I know you made some comments about hiring practices and what you do in the future. How important, as your career has gone on, and we lost past Summit, how seriously do you take being that voice?
Did you know that the Equal Rights Amendment was introduced in 1967 and it still hasn't passed? We need 38 states to agree that discrimination on the basis of sex is unconstitutional. We've had a record number of women running for office and winning, and still we have 23% of the House and 25% of the Senate.
We were sitting in the locker room waiting for her to come back from her press conference, and I remember her walking in and she was like, "Hey, I just went off, and we were like, really, what happened? Like, what was the question?
We don't have enough female role models. We don't have enough visible women leaders. We don't have enough women in power. Girls are socialized to know when they come out, gender roles are already set. Men run the world. Men have the power. Men make the decisions. It's always the men that is the stronger one. And when these girls are coming out, who are they looking up to tell them that that's not the way it has to be? And where better to do that than in sports?
And then we saw the video of it going viral, and it was so powerful. It gave me chills. We were all extremely happy that she spoke up and spoke out for all women.
All these millions of girls that play sports across the country, wouldn't it be great if we could teach them to watch how women lead? This is a path for you to take to get to the point where in this country we have 50% of women in power.
Well, I've always been passionate about women and advancing women. And then you start to see things like RBG as the #1 graduate in her law school and couldn't get a job because she was a woman. You look at what Billie Jean King did for tennis. And watching Pat Summitt lead, and then, when she died, it was like there was a vacuum there. And we needed somebody to fill it. And so I thought, this is a great time for me to step up and start using my voice.
I'd like to see more women supporting women. I think we don't do a good job of helping each other. I think when people get to a certain position, they need to be able to reach down and pull somebody else up. They need to be better mentors.
I've been really inspired by the WNBA and what they've been doing. I think from the beginning of time, I feel like they've always used their platform for good. They understand the reach that they have, and I just think the reach that basketball has is so big, especially through social media. There's so many people that just love the game of basketball, and they follow. For these professional athletes to be able to use their platform in that way, I think is huge.
When you look at men's basketball and 99% of the jobs go to men, why shouldn't 100 or 99% of the jobs in women's basketball go to women? Maybe it's because we only have 10% women athletic directors in Division I. People hire people who look like them, and that's the problem.
She was somebody that I not only looked up to, I respected. She's somebody that I love very, very much. And so to be able to follow her, somebody that I admire so much, is just life-changing for me.
She's one of those people that is just going to be a part of my heart forever. And to watch her grow, and then she leaves to play in the WNBA, and then to be able to bring her back. Oh, I'm so proud of her. I am so proud of just how she's worked to become the legend that she is about to become.
How would you say that you're different than Coach McGraw? Like, what will you bring to Notre Dame?
This is an easy question. I'm the warm and fuzzy. Coach is not the warm and fuzzy. Very direct, super passionate. We're both intense, but I just think I'm a relationship-driven person. I know how to be strong and how to keep my emotions in check when I need to, but I just think that I'm just a little bit different in that way. Everything else, I think we are right. Like, I learned everything from her. I can't be Coach McGraw. That was her biggest advice to me, and also Jack Schwarbrick. Like, you have to be yourself.
I don't know what I would have done without her. I told her many times, and I wasn't joking, when you leave, I'm retiring. She left and I retired, so, it was true.
I try not to let it have added pressure. I felt like being the first African-American assistant coach in the NBA was very impactful, and so I feel like I understood the magnitude of it this past year. I think I was prepared for the moment, and so I've tried to just continue to inspire young African-American girls, just girls everywhere can look up to me and see somebody of color in this leadership role.
Well, we hired the best candidate, and that makes it even better. The fact that we have our first African-American female head coach, says volumes. It's kind of about time. I think sports is probably the one place where we can have true equality. I think it's so important for women especially to be able to use their voice, and they have to be able to fight for what they believe in. I think it's so important that they go on and carry on and do these things in a public way, and I think it's going to be really great for our country, but it's got to start with sports. I think we're the ones that are going to change the tide.